Today we will be testing car jacks with a hydraulic press for durability, all of which have the same load capacity. They all differ in type and price range. This is one of the cheapest hydraulic jacks with a load capacity of 2 tons. Its cost is 900 rubles.
Despite the attack with Karishota Sobonk a new jack straight out of the box, its root is already covered with some corrosion spotty. This is a jack in the shape of a rhombus, also with a claimed lifting capacity of 2 tons. Its cost is 1000 rubles. It is even 100 rubles more expensive than the hydraulic jack. Perhaps it's because of such a striking color, although it's precisely because of this color that I bought it. By the way, we recently tested an original Nissan jack of the same type, the Lelisendez and Nissan, but with a load capacity of 1 ton. Somehow this green 2-ton jack looks flimsier compared to that Nissan one. And this is a marvel of modern domestic engineering thought, a jack from a modern UAZ. This jack is almost entirely made of plastic, and its cost is also 900 rubles, just like the hydraulic one. Only this unscrewing horned part is made of metal. This was a jack from a modern UAZ, and this is a 2-ton jack from an old UAZ from the 70s. By the way, a UAZ from the 70s looks like this, and this is what a modern UAZ from the year 2022 looks like. Apparently, in 50 years, the main difference is only in the jacks. This old Soviet jack is made entirely of cast iron and steel, and in terms of weight, they probably differ by a factor of 10. A little later, we'll weigh them out of curiosity. And that is the most expensive jack in our test today. It looks very similar to a hydraulic one, but no, this is a mechanical bottle type or telescopic jack. Its cost is 3,500. It is more expensive than all those previous jacks I just showed. And we also have another jack of the rolling type. Its lifting capacity is also 2 tons. It costs 3000 rubles. By the way, this is the cheapest rolling jack. This is how it works. Well, before the test, let's weigh all the jacks and see how their weight differs. The most expensive mechanical jack weighs 2.8 kilograms.
The hydraulic one is slightly less than 2 kilograms.
Green diamond 2 kilograms 250 grams. The trolley jack is slightly less than 6 kilograms. The Soviet jack from UAZ weighs 4 kilograms. The modern UAZ jack weighs less than 1 kilogram. Well, it's time to start the tests. First, let's check how well these jacks can achieve their nominal, manufacturer-stated lifting capacity of 2 tons and how easy it feels to do so. So first up is the most expensive mechanical jack in our test. This jack performed quite well. Achieving the effort of 2 tons claimed by the manufacturer was not particularly difficult. How will the cheapest hydraulic jack perform? But here, developing the required nominal force is problematic. The lever length is insufficient. Well, if you extend it with a small piece of pipe,
Normally. Now it's the green one's turn.
rhombus. The rhombus didn't perform very well. It's also not very convenient for me to turn it, as there's a camera on one side and a spotlight on the other.
But I'm already applying significant effort to turn it. I can already feel that this lever is starting to bend in my hands, and the force doesn't even reach 800 kilograms.
This jack is really crap. It's rated for 2 tons, but it doesn't even come close to developing 2 tons of force. Din yuchit yung datam diam.
And now it's the turn of the plastic jack from a modern UAZ. The increase in force here is quite slow. The reason is that the upper arms begin to deform. But, in principle, this is not the jack's fault. These horns are structurally necessary to place them under the UAZ beam. That's why they are made in this semicircular shape. Now we will wait until they are completely deformed, and then I think the jack will start to develop its required force. Bașe, jicic,
Here we have reached the nominal force of 2 tons, and in principle it wasn't that difficult. The only thing is that the horns deformed, but again, this is not the jack's fault.
And now it's the turn of the Soviet Jack from the old UAZ. You can notice that the upper part, like that of the plastic jack, is also in the shape of a semicircle. But unlike its modern counterpart, this upper part does not deform like that.
Yes, this Soviet Jack easily developed a force of 2 tons.
Practically with one easy motion.
In my subjective opinion, it was easier to achieve a force of 2 tons with this old jack.
Well, finally, we have the rolling jack left.
But this one somehow doesn't really want to develop force. Up to 1 ton it was going fine, but beyond that I'm practically pressing down with all my weight on this lever. I can already feel it starting to bend and the force hasn't even reached 1 ton 300. So, Daurische.
I can even feel that the jack's frame itself is starting to bend, so this cheap floor jack is also junk. It doesn't meet its claim to loads.
Well, now for the strength test. It's time to work with the hydraulic press. Let's see how these jacks will resist the force of the hydraulic press and what maximum load they can withstand. So, first up is the most expensive mechanical bottle jack we have.
Withstood a load of just over 14 tons. This is 7 times more than what the manufacturer claimed. This is an excellent result. Now it's the turn of the cheapest hydraulic jack.
Gave in at a load of almost 8 tons.
The load is 4 times greater than stated by the manufacturer.
And now it's the turn of the scissor jack,
which did not pass the first test. Started to deform under a load of 1,640 kilograms.
Yes, it's interesting how it could develop a lifting capacity of 2 tons if it couldn't withstand a load of 1,640 kilograms.
What load will the plastic jack from a modern USA withstand?
Almost reached 5 tons. In principle, quite good, despite being made of plastic, but essentially the plastic turned out to be the weakest point of this jack.
Well, now it's the turn of the Soviet Mammoth, the jack from the old Soviet UA set.
At a load of 6 tons, the upper horns broke, but nevertheless, the jack continues to resist the load.
The maximum load was slightly more than 16.5. In essence, it withstood an 8-fold load increase.
Well, the last jack in the test is a trolley jack, which also, like the scissor jack, did not withstand the first test. Bjärneti joppatir putiasa.
It began to deform under a load of just over 1.5 tons.
There can be no talk of developing a force of 2 tons here.
A cocktail is as, and thus the rolling jack and the green diamond turned out to be complete garbage. However, they did not withstand the load claimed by the manufacturer. Working with such jacks is really dangerous, no? By the way, this green rhombus with a claimed load of 2 tons has a power screw thinner than that of a jack with an actual claimed load of 1000 kilograms. In our test, the Soviet jack performed well, as did most Soviet things. The mechanical bottle type jack also performed very well, but it was the most expensive in our test, and quite functional options. The cheapest hydraulic jack and the plastic one too, in principle, fulfilled its function. Write in the comments what you think about this jack test and which jack you think won in our test. Suggest your ideas on what you would like to see in the next videos under the hydraulic press. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.